Oh,
This man had us muted the whole damn time. Thank God for Natural Empress.
Natural Empress.
I can't even
that.
believe you.
Golly, that is crazy. Do you think we should go back in?
No,
Just
we're
stay
in.
on?
We're
All right,
in. We're in.
Well,
anyway, I'm glad I said come say hi, y'all.
I appreciate that. Thank you,
Natural and
Empress
Ruben are good.
Ruben.
Ruben's our Leo.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
He
You be remembering stuff.
He
Y'all should be able to hear us now, right? Just drop a 1
Baby,
in the chat if you can hear. Drop a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear us. So
we had a whole discussion. I'm glad y'all missed it because actually it was a little sketchy. So I'm glad we moved on from that.
So check it out. Y'all will probably be catching the live from this point moving forward. So let's do our toast one more again.
All right. What's up? This is Raina and Nash with Drinking Things.
Just reverse that and you'll get a good outcome.
God.
Okay. We were muted. All right. We were muted. But I think we are good now. So, dang. So y'all didn't hear nothing. All right. So, we're sponsored by Built by Plant Supplements. All right. Our vegan nutrition and fitness supplement company. All right.
Show back there. There we go.
And we provide a whole lot of quality ingredients. Pre-workout powders. All right, nightcap gummies with melatonin for getting a good night's rest. Some vegan protein. All right, a whole bunch of other things. Just tap the link down below. You'll be able to learn more about it. Okay, we're going to just drop the link in the chat, bbpsups.com. You can also check the description if you all are in need of some assistance with reaching your body goals. Okay, so anything else you want to say before we get started?
All right, guys, what's up? Hope you guys are getting in here okay. Sorry about the mute issue and such. We're going to give it a few minutes, but first, we got to say hi to Natural Empress. Natural Empress, did you give us your social... Sorry, not social because I work in baking. I forgot.
Golly.
I meant Zodiac.
Drop your social in the chat.
Just put your social in there. No one's gonna know but us. I'm so sorry. What is wrong with me?
Golly.
I'm still in work clothes and everything, y'all. It's been a long night. Okay. We had to go pick up our Turo car. He got me drinking this yak. Okay, it's bad. Bendy is a Sagittarius. I remember that. Hey Bendy. Hey Zaza. And Zaza is hold on. She's either a Cancer.
Taurus?
No, she's not a Taurus. She's a Cancer. I'm so sorry about that social thing. That's so funny. I think Zaza's a Cancer. I know Bendy's a Sag. Ruben's a Leo. I can't remember what Natural is. I'm going to get y'all together. Don't you worry. A Libra and a Cancer moon. Okay, I knew somebody was on it. Nah and Raina and everyone. Hey, Jackie. Cancer through and through. I knew Zaza was a Cancer.
Come on, Jackie. It's three letters, Jackie. 3 letters. N-A-J.
Well, the H is very close to the J. The H is very close to the J. Leave my baby alone. Jackie, she was giving you the love she could. I'm surprised people keep spelling my name correctly because, I mean, mine is hard. Yes, I remembered y'all's zodiacs, not just social.
I remember y'all's socials.
I can't remember Najee's social for life. He been giving it to me for 3 years. I still can't remember it.
Mm-hmm.
I had to go Google it. To go search it. Okay, you know what? It's because I'm tired. Guys, all I need you guys to do... I should call you not. Guys, all I need you guys to do before we get started in the video, because this is actually not a funny video, it's a crazy video, so I don't know if we're gonna have as much fun as usual. But all I need from you guys is where you're from, and your zodiac signs.
No more information. I
don't need nothing else.
Nothing
I'm sorry that I keep asking for the wrong things. I'm not even going to tell y'all what I asked for because hopefully you don't even know. But make sure y'all like and you guys subscribe when you can.
So
Yeah, I made social media handle. Thank you. I love her. She's so smart.
she got your back.
That's my babe right there. That's that Libra. They quick with it. They keep you balanced. They keep you on point. And she got a Cancer moon, so deep down she's sensitive and loving. So she trusts me, and I trust her. All right, so guys, today our live today is going to be about the Parkland shooter, Nikolas Cruz, sentenced to life in prison without parole. So, guys, here's the thing. We have not covered this
at
all. This obviously was the school shooting that happened in February of 2018. Now, what's so interesting is this. School shootings are not anything necessarily new to me, unfortunately. I was living in Colorado Springs when Columbine happened. I was living there and went to a school and saw it, like when it was shut down during the time Columbine happened. And then
around what time was that? Like what year?
1998 maybe, or 1997. I lived in Colorado Springs. And then unfortunately, just recently in Texas, there was the shooting.
Yeah.
And we were living here when that happened. So we had to deal with a lot of the people, not deal with, but, we were part of people that were, like, really very close to these situations. And then the Parkland shooter, Nikolas Cruz, has a very just odd, crazy story. He murdered 17 people and unfortunately injured 17 others. And the things that have been happening in the last week with this Parkland shooting or the case I should say, have been crazy. I watched some of the videos. I didn't want us to cover it actually, just because I feel like we weren't going to give it justice because we just don't know a lot about the details of everything. But we found some videos that we thought would be good to go over with you guys and for you guys to kind of like maybe tell us more about it too.
Yeah.
Because we don't know everything this time. Like, we don't know much of anything.
Yeah, and that's actually something that I do enjoy as well, though, is like discovering and learning, in real time about it. Because, you all share a lot of good information, share different perspectives on different things. So it's good to get this collaborative insight and such, things that you all bring, so you can point us to some resources. If you have more or better videos to take a look at that we can get a better understanding of the situation, that's always valuable and helpful.
Hey, Kathy. So glad to see you, girl. We still want you as
Kathy?
A moderator.
I believe Kathy is a moderator now.
Kathy,
right?
are you our moderator now?
Kathy is
you
our
didn't even
second.
tell me you did it.
Yeah, that night.
How you just own it? I didn't know it was done. I'm like, but I'm glad it is. Good. So Kathy's our other moderator, so she'll keep a look. But I'm so glad you watched the entire trial. And yeah, Columbine was 1999. Dang, I was a little baby. I was so young. But I remember, I don't know why, but my mom's friend took me and my little sister to Columbine to see it. What the hell? Why did I have to see that? Anyway. But okay, guys, let's go ahead and get started on the video. Naj has the videos for us. And I know some of you have seen the trial and some of you have not. So we'll go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and go back down.
All right, let me share.
That's old. Exit that out.
That didn't go quite as planned. Hold on one sec. There we go. Oh, wait. Is this it? That ain't it either. Okay, give me one sec. Something happening.
Go to big phone.
Let me see. Oh, that would do it. I might need to go ahead.
You had yours in a regular charger.
1 second, y'all. Okay. Let's see here.
There we go.
There we go. Okay. Is this the video though?
Can you click pause real quick? That's not the video we should be watching.
Okay. One
So
sec.
just go back to the big one. So I put it in the playlist.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Kathy. She says I got your backs. Columbine was so eerie. I don't think any other school shooting tops that. Yeah, it's that one was really wild. This kid, Nikolas Cruz, is really like on a whole nother level of wild. So once Najee gets to the playlist, we'll be able to see. Do you have the playlist?
Hold on. Okay.
I just want to say this is the.
Oh, there we go. Is that the one that we're supposed to do?
No, it says top 5 moments so far.
That's not it. That's not the one. I can pull it up. I know exactly where I put it.
Okay, just give me 1 second.
Okay. We had it pulled up, y'all. Sorry about that. But we got 15 people in here. If you're in here, make sure y'all saying hi. I told y'all, tell us where you're from and your zodiac signs. That's what I need to know.
Okay.
Listen, the judge in this case was definitely not like Judge Doro, right? Mama was like going in. I saw her snap the hell off on the defense team. But one of the reasons why I decided to start watching is because I saw so many things from the defense team that was just getting ridiculous. So,
Dear Era,
to make sure we were talking about it. I thought he was showing me something.
Okay.
You good?
We got it.
You want me to tell you which one we're supposed to be looking at? That one. There you go.
I hope you're.
That was something else. All right.
All right, guys. Let's go ahead and get started. Hurry, I'm going to run out of minutes.
Ever breathe.
Let's go.
I hope your ever breathing moment here on earth is miserable, and you repent for your sins, Nicholas, and burn in hell.
We break down some of the most powerful and dramatic moments in the sentencing hearing for the confessed Parkland school shooter. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber.
Because Parkland murderer, there's going to come a day, it could be a week from now, it could be a month from now, it could be 40 years from now, you're going to die. When you die, it is my fondest hope that they take you and put and burn you and take your ashes and throw them in the garbage dump. I hope your maker sends you directly to hell.
Holy
to burn
shit.
For the rest of your eternity.
Pause.
The sentencing for
Pause.
Okay, so
What the fuck?
I've seen a few different titles. I haven't watched any of the actual videos. I've seen a few different titles. Some actually in this playlist that we're going to check out.
I'm sorry.
And they're like going off and like letting them know exactly how they feel.
He said, I hope your ashes. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I had to just get that out. Go ahead.
Finish.
Nope. I got nothing else. Go ahead. I'm not going to speak.
So there seems to be a lot of different situations going on throughout this case where everybody's talking openly about exactly how they feel and what they want to say. I haven't watched the videos. We're going to take a look at quite different ones. If y'all have some different ones that you think may be interesting, go ahead and drop it in the chat. But it's just very interesting way that everyone seems to be openly expressing how they feel about the guy. One of them we're going to check out, like one of the guys, he stuck the middle finger up at the defense or something like that. It was something crazy happening, but it's going to be a lot of situations that seem to be like what we just saw.
What are your thoughts on what they just said, though? That's what I'm trying to... No, what are your thoughts on what they just said?
Expressing how they feel.
Okay, well, I need to listen to it one more damn time. Can you get that up? This is the grandfather of one of the victims. Oh my God. Here goes Ruben. What was he trying to say? I swear, I agree, because he was struggling. Come on, baby. We'll go backwards. And then we'll go. Because you'll see, he's like, I hope you're maker. But, I mean, he really probably, like,
It was probably so much built up anger and frustration.
It's so much frustration.
And now he finally got the chance to say it, and it's kind of like trying to deliver it with passion, and then you're just stumbling over the words. So he probably is really struggling with dealing with anger and not being able to like attack this guy.
Sheesh, come on,
it's probably like going through. Switch us up.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that gave my heart a big rush. Like, that's crazy.
Your maker.
Go back a lot.
That they take you and put.
My man said that he wants them to take you and put you in something.
I hope your ever breathing moment here on earth is miserable. And you
Best Parkland school shooter. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber.
All right, here we
This
go.
Parkland murderer, there's going to come a day. It could be a week from now. It could be a month from now. It could be 40 years from now. You're going to die. When you die, it is my fondest hope that they take you and put and burn you and take your ashes and throw them in the garbage dump. I hope your maker sends you directly to hell to burn for the rest of your eternity.
The sentencing for the confessed Parkland school shooter is over. Judge Elizabeth Schur officially sentenced Nikolas Cruz to life in prison without the possibility of parole. This came, of course, after a jury recommended that the killer be sentenced to life in prison as opposed to the death penalty. As you know, the shooter had pled guilty to 17 counts of murder and 17 counts of attempted murder for opening fire at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School back in 2018. And the jury's decision of life over death hit the victims and the victims' family members particularly hard because this is not what they wanted. And they made that very...
Okay, if you guys watched the case, can someone please explain to me what happened to make them decide he shouldn't have the death penalty? Now, I'm going to say this. Hopefully you have time to watch it. I did watch Danielle Woodard's entire testimony, and I was deeply moved by her testimony. Although I felt like it had absolutely, not nothing, but it had very little to do with the man. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, we'll watch it. If you do know what I'm talking about, then tell me what your thoughts are on that. But Danielle Woodard was his sister that he never had a relationship with. And she kind of gave the background on Brenda Woodard, their mother, who gave him up for adoption. But she was smoking crack, cigarettes, and drinking alcohol the whole time she was pregnant with him, and she was an abusive, evil, woman. But anyway, hey, Corn Pope. I thought you were Corn Pop.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Girl, Corn Pop, you being slick.
Switched it up.
Car.
So let's go through. Let's see what's up. Let's navigate and talk to something. Okay, so this is the grandfather of one of the victims.
He said, I hope they take your ashes and throw it into the garbage dump. Like, damn.
This is the first time any of the families has been able to speak, has been able to openly speak.
He should have said, I hope they take your ashes and use it as kitty litter. That would have been better. National Empress. Their level of disgust and contempt for him was treacherous. I loved it because it gives you a bird's eye view into how these people feel and think. Pay attention. I'll tell you, although it was particularly jarring and kind of threw you off because we've been dealing with people who aren't allowed to really go off right now with this Darrell Brooks case, but being able to hear the victim say things like that, it's like you don't even need to know anything about this case to understand the amount of pain these people have been in for the last 3.5, 4 years. That's crazy.
I got a really good question that's also, I guess, controversial. And I want to ask you all. I want to ask the chat directly. Everybody's hopping in. What's up, Elcar? Everybody's hopping in. So one of the statements that was just made before we continue on with the rest of the video, one of the statements that was made was that they weren't satisfied with the actual, conclusion of it, right? That he got
life instead of death.
right. So something that we talked about before, something that I feel that is the best sort of like conclusion when it comes to these situations. If someone has done something that is like the worst situation possible, first off, I want you all to answer. What do you feel is like the best way to deal with this situation? Do you feel like sentencing him to death would be better than him getting life in prison? What do you all feel about that? Because he didn't get death, which is what the family seems that the family wanted. He got life in prison. So what do you all feel about that? What do you feel?
Personally, I need to understand more about it because my first mind goes to death, but I also feel that there must be something that was done for the jury to suggest life. Like, is there something actually clinically wrong with his brain? Was something happening to him that I don't think there's no excuse for it, because obviously he's going to pay the price by being in life without parole. But I think the difference between death and life without parole is something especially vile and heinous and barbaric and damn near demonic. And I think that killing 17 people and injuring 17 more is vile, heinous, and damn near demonic. But I guess there could be circumstances where it's like,
let me make sure that I clarify what I was saying, though. I'm not talking about directly this specific case. I'm saying if someone has done the worst situation possible, right? For example, like this is very bad. This is like probably one of the worst. You killed 17 people.
It could get worse.
Right, yeah, for sure. It can always get to never levels. But like, do you think that the worst possible revenge, or not revenge, but like the best way to deal with the situation is to sentence them to death or to give them life?
Death, if it's the worst situation possible. Like, I think some of the worst situation possibles is if he also like did some like assaulting in the process, or like he planned it for months and then acted like he was friends with the people and then killed them. Which I mean, like, there's so many different versions of like, but either way, like death for sure.
So
some people just should not be here.
No, and I agree with that. That last thing you just said, but I also feel that sometimes giving people death is letting them off too easy. I feel like they didn't really get to suffer the way they should actually suffer, because the family members will have to suffer forever with these situations. And giving someone death is literally like, okay, well, once they're gone forever, right? So they eventually are going to be gone regardless. But if they have life, for example, like if they was a perfect example, Jeffrey Dahmer, right? Like the Jeffrey Dahmer situation, they didn't really, he went to jail, right? He didn't get death. Or if he did, he didn't really get a chance to actually experience the way they wanted to him because of what the guy did to him in prison. Some people deserve that treatment. Some people deserve that style of quote-unquote revenge for what they've done. They deserve to suffer that way versus like just being sentenced to death, and whether it's like, lethal injection or whatever it may be, because that's just like, to me, it just feels like it's too easy. It feels like you just get the easy route out of just like dealing with it for a few seconds versus the rest of your life being tortured.
I think personally, I think
life.
it depends on what you believe in spiritually, because I believe he'll be tortured worse for eternity.
But he got to deal with that for eternity, so it's gonna come eventually.
Yeah,
but you need to deal with it while you here as a human being too.
I think that also, I personally would not want to know that the person that, God forbid, took away one of my family members gets to still see their family. Like, you can be suffering in jail, but it ain't that bad. Like, it sucks, but it ain't that bad. If it was that bad, everybody would kill themselves.
No.
So I'm just saying that.
I got you.
I'm just saying that if I can go visit you in prison and tell you I love you and tell you it's going to be okay, and you still get to counsel, teach, talk, or give me information, or I get to show you pictures of my family, and you get to, like, we can bring our kids to come see you. You get to still have moments of joy with family. Mm-hmm. It's like, that's not suffering to the, like, yeah, it sucks. But you're not suffering. Now, you are suffering, but you're not suffering Like, the family will be suffering.
For sure.
Because I won't have any way to have my family member that you stole from me from whatever selfish, evil desires you had. And I don't need to sit here and wait for you to suffer what I think is suffering. There's some people who be in jail, like running the show, having a whole setup, life is good, and they kill people, and they're just like, whatever. I don't know. I can't guarantee your suffering, but I can guarantee that at least I know that you don't get to experience shit that I don't get to experience anymore.
I agree with that. I think that what I'm saying is that there should be a way for it. If there's a certain type of event that you've done, right? If there's a certain type of event that you've done that's like killed, tortured all these different individuals, you shouldn't be, like what you said with the isolation.
I'm going to get through some of the comments so we're not backed up, but keep going.
You shouldn't have the ability to see your family. You should be contained, isolated, away from everybody, right? Unless you're in a population where it's the worst type of people that make you suffer on a daily basis. I feel like some people need that. I just have to talk about that, and I want to see what you all have to say about it, because I feel like some people really deserve to suffer. And when I say suffer, I don't just mean life in prison. I mean like actually suffering around people that know the crime that you committed that make you suffer for it. In the same way that Jeffrey Dahmer had to suffer a horrible death. I think some people literally deserve that.
Zaza, 2 jurors went for the mentally ill angle. Personally, I think he should have gotten the DP. And I normally am against the DP. I think verdicts should be set by majority, not be derailed by one opinion. I agree, Zaza. He was talking dirty with the neighbor. I don't know what they're talking about. Zaza had something else to say. Let's bring up her comment. He has received more therapy than any one of us ever will. I recommend you guys listen to Max S. statement. He's the slim gentleman with the white hair.
Max X.
Okay, let's go to natural. Life in prison can also have you tormented. DP can be too sudden, but then again, it could be years in death row before execution. That's suffering. He didn't want to die, so that's why it would have been effective. He was scared of DP. I'm with you. My vote would have been firing squad. My type of girl. I'm telling you. Me and her. Barb. Juror wasn't going to give DP no matter what. Life in prison works for me. God will be just when it's time. That's kind of what you were saying. Janet, if you take a life, you should lose yours. Barb, if they could torture him every day, waterboarding, etc. Yeah, I mean,
that's my point.
I hear you. I hear you.
Torture for the rest of your life.
Esmeralda, death row is actually better. Cells and no cellmate until they kill you, of course. Cruz will be in segregation, which is really bad. He'll suffer more than on death row. Good to know. Zaza. Oh, hey, Esmeralda. Sorry, I didn't even give you your shy girl. I think it should be up to the victims and their families. Their wishes should be factored in. The families want a death in this case. I agree.
That's a good point.
Kathy said he admitted guilt to killing 17 and injuring 17 others. I agree with the family part. Oh, Tennessee sweetheart, we haven't seen you in a while. I wouldn't say death penalty. Something like what he did, and having worked as a correctional officer, the inmates will inflict his punishment. All right.
That's my point.
He'll be Dahmered. Street justice.
There you go.
Zaza. Most every human will choose life in prison over death. Think of it. Our will to stay alive is intensely strong, which is why we should kill him. Ruben Garcia. Make him watch Daryl Brooks' case for the rest of his life. I'd rather die. Esmeralda. Cruz might not ever see Gen Pop. Bendy. I don't like DP, but life in prison can be its own kind of hell. Kathy says, in this case, death penalty is warranted, and isolation will not save him. His half-sister is in jail. Yep, we knew that one, too. Waterboard him daily and pluck a fingernail, toenail every other day. Actually, Natural Empress, again, I agree with her. Now, that I can understand. I would agree with that, but that's, inhumane and barbaric. Dumb blonde Dumbledore. If he gets put into Gen Pop, he won't be around long. The other inmates will kill him or praise him. Ruben Garcia. It's true. Prison will do what they do inside. Barb, the most animated I saw him was when the judge took away his commissary. And if you're weak in prison, it will really suck for you. Guys, I think we gotta get moving on to the to what we were watching. Did you see the video of the Cruz attacking the guard in jail? No. Let's go ahead and get back to it. But before we do, I want to kick this last comment from Janet Hunter. If a person truly repents and puts his faith in Christ, their sins are forgiven. However, there is a price to pay on this side of eternity. God has given us guidelines to deal with crime. Girl, that's deep. Thank you for that. That was good. I'm with you, sister. All right, and boom.
Very clear. Directly
I'm
after.
not sure why it keeps doing this. Actually.
Hey, Susan. Something's up with Najee's phone.
It's off a pill.
I hope you're ever
True, Janet, but in his case, he wrote 666 on his cell's walls with his own blood. I won't say where it came from. That's gross. Autumn Rain, hey girl, we haven't seen you.
What's up, Autumn?
I know my opinion won't be very popular, but I don't believe killing is justified, legal or not. None of us has the right to take the life of another human being. I'm so glad we don't have the death penalty in Canada. It's okay if it's your opinion doesn't have to be popular or not popular. It's respected. So like we don't all have to agree. And if we don't agree, it doesn't mean I'm like, girl, bad. I'm gonna, you crazy.
Yeah.
No, like I understand. Like, if I had to administer the justice, meaning if he kills somebody, then someone needs to kill him. I would not have what it takes to administer the justice that I want for this person. So personally, I could not kill nobody. Like unless someone was trying to kill me or Najee or my mom. But like I just don't see me being able to do that. So with that same mindset, it's the reason why I don't see myself being able to do that is because it just feels like something that I'm not supposed to do innately. So I can understand why there's people who feel so strongly that no one should take another person's life regardless of the reason. There doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that your opinion needs to be popular or anything like that or not respected. I'm
glad that you mentioned that first part, Autumn, as far as the opinion not being very popular, because here's the thing, especially on this specific channel, we're not going to agree on everything, right? All of us are going to have different opinions on different topics and different cases and different situations, whatever it is that we're talking about and reviewing. And it's not about agreeing, right? We don't have to agree with everything.
Yeah.
You can see, like Raina just mentioned, like she feels for his situation, death, the DP is more appropriate.
Off with his head.
I feel he should suffer, specifically a certain type of way. You feel that, he shouldn't receive the DP, right? And you're glad that it's not in Canada. So I think all of us are just sharing different ideas, and we should all just share our different perspectives. So regardless if you feel it's popular or not, that's not the point. It's more so just to share how you feel, because you can open somebody else's perspective up and see things your way. So
and
we don't have to agree on every single thing. So and hopefully you guys don't take our opinions too strongly to heart, where you're like, I hate them now. Like, we're not gonna not like you because your opinion. Otherwise, like, what's the point? Yeah, exactly.
So I'm glad that you said that, Autumn. And don't you worry, girl. Your opinion is fine with us. We will take it. And it's also good to know that there is no DP in Canada. So I'm with it.
Yeah.
Oh, we had this one.
Right fast, while we are going through the comments, everybody make sure that you are subscribed to the YouTube channel. If you're coming in, just tap the subscribe button. And if you are subscribed, make sure that you tap the notifications, all right? So with the notifications, you'll be able to receive our lives. You'll be able to receive the videos. So we like to cut up certain clips that we're talking about in these lives, all right, just to give you all some insight and then see the rest of the videos. Make sure that you like this video, because we have 30 people in here right now and we have 9 likes. Let's at least get that to 15 so we can have about half and half, all right? So like it. At the worst case, share it, and make sure that you're dropping your thoughts in the comment in the chat.
Not to impress. If I'm governing society, he's a dead man. He's lucky. Susan, thanks for joining us, Susan.
What's up, Susan?
Susan with the cat. What's this cat called? Hold on. Cuddles? What's this cat called? Not Cuddles.
Huh?
The cat's name is not Cuddles. It's something. Girl, what is the cat's name? I forgot her cat's name.
Is that the one that had the dope picture?
Scratches. No. I watched the whole video last night. It had me in constant tears. Oh, Victoria Gonzalez broke me. She was so profound. Well, we need to find out who Victoria Gonzalez is, because that is something. Kathy, not saying Cruz will ever repent. Are you ready for this? Are we good?
No, you go.
But if he does, he will go to heaven. That does not seem fair, but sin is sin to God. Okay, here we go. Yes, we respect all opinions. Absolutely. Susan, Natural Empress. And Ruben, I appreciate the respect of our own opinions and opportunity to express them. Thanks, Ruben. I love that. I'm glad you guys know what it is. It just shows us, it goes to show just how gracious our God is. Absolutely. 30 watching, only 9 likes. Let's pound the button, y'all. Let's go.
Appreciate it, Ruben.
Chuckles. What did I say? Cuddles. I was so close. I knew it was something. I was like, I swear this baby's name is, what did I say? Chuckles? No, I said Cuddles. So close. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get started. Back on the video.
Oh, wow.
I'm so glad all you guys remember it. So Autumn and Zaza remember it was Chuckles.
So we really appreciate community on this page, and we're glad that you all are remembering, like Autumn remembering the name of Zaza's cat. I think that's dope.
Autumn and Zaza, and it's Susan's cat.
Oh, Susan's cat. I'm sorry. See, y'all have much better memory than me. Raina's memory is literally photogenic with certain things. Like the way that she's able to recall y'all's zodiac signs and stuff like that. Don't expect me to be able to do it. I remember names and pictures. I remember pictures more than anything. But we want to build a community. You know what I mean? So I'm glad that you all are coming in regularly and having fun and sharing your thoughts and stuff. That's one of the main things we want to build on this channel. So. Let's see. Do we got anything else?
Nope. Let's get popping on this video. Let's make sure you're ready to go.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and press play, my friend.
After this verdict in a post-verdict press conference, but provide impact statements to the court in anticipation of the official sentencing by a judge. And sometimes
we're going to try to get
the
through
judge
that.
would hear some of these statements and recommend 5 years in prison as opposed to 1 year in prison. But here, that wasn't the case for Judge Elizabeth Schur. There really wasn't anything she could do. The jury recommended life in prison, so that's the sentence she had. By law, she has to hand down. But that didn't stop any of these individuals from providing incredibly powerful and arguably controversial geography teacher who actually helped save the lives of several of his students on that day.
I learned that here in Florida, the average death penalty case takes 18 years from sentencing to execution. That means that I would probably be dead before you are executed. I will go forward knowing that you are going to a maximum security prison with other murderers, much tougher than you are. A prison where you will spend the rest of your miserable life having to look over your shoulder, worried about every single minute of your day, of your life, and scared out of your mind, fearful for someone to take you out.
Wow.
A prison where you will be other inmates' boy toy. A prison where your fellow prison inmates are just waiting to tear you apart, because from what I hear, child killers are highly frowned upon and hated in prison.
Wow.
You will look back at the time that you spent in the Broward County Jail and see it as it was a hotel compared to the prison where you are headed. As far as I'm concerned, real justice would be done if every family here were given a bullet and your AR-15, and we got to pick straws, and each one of us got to shoot one at a time at you, making sure that you felt every bit of it and your fear continued to mount until the last family member who pulled that last straw had the privilege of making sure that they killed you. That's real justice for you.
And this is pretty consistent with what we...
Now that is very tendency to the words right in my mouth. Very powerful. That is, I don't know. There's not much words to express the feelings that they probably are going through with this situation. Um, it says the most powerful moments from the Parkland shooter sentencing. That's what that is.
There we go.
She was brutal.
She was brutal. You know, I'm starting to feel some type of way watching this. Like I feel out of breath.
Mm.
I feel out of breath because she was the mother of one of the teachers killed.
Mm.
I feel like my chest hurts almost like listening to this. I feel emotional because to say something like that. Oh, can we turn up Naj's mic? So guys, just see. Oh, y'all don't need my mic. Just so y'all know, Naj, babe, what term would you like to call your voice?
Low.
Naj has a low voice. A very low voice. Hold on one second. Do you want the charger? Because this is keeping our internet off.
Mm-hmm. How much do you have? I just need a little
It's
bit.
dying.
It's dying.
Yeah, but if you need that instead of the internet, here you go. No, here you go.
I'm just checking. Go ahead.
Okay. All right, let's go.
Heard the parents hoping and praying that Cruz be killed in prison, a form of street justice, clearly expressing their pain and heartbreak, but also their frustration at the legal system, their frustration at the jury for not voting in favor of death. And we heard this theme, not only that the jury got it wrong, but perhaps that the law needs to be overhauled, because in Florida, the law actually changed. Before 2016, all you needed was a majority vote of a jury to recommend the death penalty, but then it changed to become a unanimous jury vote. And at least one parent expressed that that's not fair, that how can a minority vote rule? After all, if one juror votes in favor of life in prison, the sentence is life in prison. Now, that's a whole different conversation for another day, but I want to go back to the statements. And I should...
Frozen.
Wow.
Messing up my internet. Excuse me, baby.
What?
I'm about to try to check the internet. Oh, if I undo it, it will mess up, right?
Probably.
It's back working.
Okay. It's probably temporary. So that is very interesting to hear, as far as the switching up of the way that the jurors go about deciding what the fate is. Like, the fact that it has to be a unanimous vote, that everybody has to agree across the board in order to make the decision, that especially the decision that the family wants, and that just one person can say, I think he gets life. That one person outweighs everybody else. That's pretty crazy.
Back to the mother, she said something really interesting. She said that the average time someone's on a death row in Florida is 18 years.
Mm-hmm.
And she said she could be dead by then. And to me, that means that she will be spending 18 years, possibly, waiting for something that she'll probably never see. Thanks, guys. So I just think it's just, it does put perspective into the life sentence, because at least it's final and it's done. This is over with. You don't have to sit there and wait to go and see this man be killed, and murdered. It's done, which is interesting too. So, but yeah, I mean, I saw a comment from Zaza. Zaza said, maybe it would be good to break from the more angry statements and listen to Victoria Gonzalez. She comes from a different angle. And I think that'd be nice for me. Just I need a minute because I'm stressed with it. So maybe you can pull up Victoria while I go through the comments. Victoria Gonzalez in the Parkland shooting. Because I'm like stressed. Like thinking about the feelings of these victims and what they have to say about the people that were killed, their family, their children. It's just like, it's just unimaginable. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get it going. So, Dunblon said, you could just feel the emotion from all these victims' families. I was in tears the entire time. Ruben, per usual, brings our comedic relief. Forget dropping the soap. He will be the soap. Natural Empress. Yeah, they were so thorough in their statements. Yeah, they sure were. I think the reason why, they really got close to the edge with what they could do. Could you imagine what they really would have said if they didn't have guidelines they had to follow? Autumn, Rain, I will always remember something my mom told me. Hate only hurts the person hating. It's like you drinking poison and wishing your enemy dead. I feel so bad for these families. Girl, that is some deep shit. Oh my God. About that
because
wow, your mom is smart.
That's very powerful, that statement right there. So this is something that I've learned over time, which is it's said a different way, but when you have something that you resent about people that you've dealt with, let's just say in the past, or people that you've been upset with, and you never really expressed that situation or that thing that you are upset with them about, or whatever that frustration is, and let's just say it's been years since you've had a conversation with that individual, or whatever it may be, you stopped talking or ended the conversation or relationship, not necessarily intimate, but just friendship, whatever it may be, on bad terms, and you have a real disdain for this individual, and let's just say it was something that the person did to you, not necessarily a mutual frustration with each other, that individual is probably out enjoying their lives, being completely cool and fine with whatever the situation is, but you have this feeling within you that you can't stand this person, right? And you're mad anytime something that reminds you of them, you feel this anger and just want to ball up and tense up your face and stuff like that. And it's what you just said is true. The only person that's really feeling that anger and hate is you. You're only feeling that within the inside. That person's probably enjoying themselves, enjoying their life, completely fine, not thinking about you or anything. But it's
except
you
if
that's
they hate
left
me,
with.
then they think about it all the time.
For sure. But they're not thinking about it in those moments, right? They're not thinking about what they've done to you. It's not about that, right? So when you have that sort of anger towards that person, the hate towards that person, although it may be valid, although it may be, warranted, is the fact that you're the one that's dealing with it in that moment, as opposed to that person feeling that same feeling or resentment and such. It's just you that's dealing with it, and it's within you, And I think that's why people say, when you forgive someone, you're doing it for yourself. It's not about that individual, because you're doing it so that you don't have that feeling within you. Not necessarily to forgive the individual, but so that you don't have that anger and heat and
yeah, you're trapped by it, you're trapped by it. But Kathy, I agree with your comment here. In the same token, you need to be able to share how you feel and what someone's actions has done to you. I think a lot of times in our community, I know everyone's not from the United States. But I think in the United States, we were very much about trying to like move forward and like, okay, like, so what are we gonna do about it? Or like, let's not like live in, the past. Like, let's say what it is and then move forward. So I definitely agree in that sense that it's okay to not hold on to hate, because that's like the thing that not to hold on to hate and not to hold on to something because it will cripple you. But at the same time, like what Kathy said, people need to know the impact of what they've done.
Mm-hmm.
People need to know, and it's not just for Nikolas Cruz, it's for the judge to hear. It's for the it's not for the jury, but it's for the judge to hear. It's for everyone else to hear. Like, I think that they need to know what has happened to these victims, like that mother and that grandfather and the parents. Like, you've ruined their lives, and not like financially, not like you hurt me, not like you crippled me, and not like I lost a toe. You took something from me that you can never get back, ever.
Someone specific.
Someone, a piece of your heart, your soul. Like, people are so incredibly important to us. So it's like, I could never imagine like not having someone, especially if they were stolen from me. Like, that's just a lot.
Let me go back and tell the part 2 of what I just said right fast, specifically about what Katie just mentioned here. And the same token, you need to be able to share how you feel and what someone's action has done to you. I need
like, what you
so
say?
bad.
We need glasses, baby. We gotta go get some glasses.
I think mine might be worse to yours. You got decent eyes. I got. So the statement that I said, just because you understand something, doesn't necessarily mean that you practice it. Because at the same time, I am a flawed individual and a human, and I can admit that I do have those feelings towards people that I have, dealt with in the past, whether it's friendships or whatever it may be, right? And there have been things that I haven't forgiven, right? And things that I probably do need to express to people, that, situations that may have ended bed, best friends, or people that you were cool with. That
I thought you said in the bed.
No, ended bad.
Okay. I said in the bed. I'm like, who you got a problem with in the bed?
So, what you're saying right here is very true, because you do need to express some of those things. It can't always be like, okay, well, I'm going to just like forgive it. No, some things you just need to get off your chest. Right, and there's a lot of moments where we do need to express how we're feeling, especially, and again, what I'm talking about right now is not necessarily directed and correlated towards this case, right? Oh. It's more so towards the statement that Autumn made and what Kathy made. But sometimes we do need to get these things off our chest, and that will make us feel better, and then maybe we can proceed forward with like the not necessarily hating that individual or that circumstance as much, So I know there's a lot of things that we hold on to that we do need to just get out, so that it's not being boggled down and we're not thinking about it repeatedly throughout, day to day or month to month or year to year or whatever, whenever we're reminded of that situation,
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that too, baby. That was good. Bobby, I don't really think these people hate. I think they hurt. Think about it. Someone murdered their loved one.
Yeah.
They have had to hide emotions and such for legal reasons for 4.5 years. They've not done interviews. They've not talked to the press. They've kept their calm and their quiet while going through all of these court proceedings. And this is the first time they get to finally say what's been on their mind this entire time. I agree with Autumn,
absolutely.
But I really agree with the ability. If I had the chance to tell this motherfucker what you did to me and my kids and my family and my everybody, what your actions did, I don't even care. I just am hoping there's some sense of self-pain that he might feel. I just want him to know what you did. Like, that's how I would feel.
I'm with that. And again, before we continue, let me make it clear. The statement what Autumn said, what Autumn mentioned, I take that as a life situation. So not about this specific case or about losing a loved one or a killing or anything like that. That's just life in general. And then the same thing with Kathy. So those were not necessarily correlated with this specific case. It's just like dealing with situations in life. Now, I 100% agree with what Bobby just said. This statement right here, because if you're holding, and again, I don't know anything about this specific case. I'm learning as we watch more videos, and I'm getting more insight and understanding. So when it comes to this, I'm just expressing thoughts based off of what you all are saying and these different type of topics and responses and such. So.
Okay, good. Janet Hunter, that's why forgiveness is so important. We don't forgive for the benefit of those who wrong us. It is for our benefit. To me, this is only something we can do if we have the love of Christ within us. And then Zaza, also, forgiveness is overrated. Fuck forgiveness. What is wrong with her?
Wait. One more thing. That's part 3.
Let me just wrap up this part. Not trying to be Sunday school teacher. This is just how I think. Sorry. Janet, do not be sorry. And Zaza, I'm sure it does not need you to be sorry either. We're all here together as a family. So don't you worry. I love the dynamic of having people that think differently, but it doesn't mean that we oppose each other. We just think differently. We don't have to all be on the same, wavelength 24/7. But like, we're obviously all here because we all feel something towards these situations and towards these real life things that happen. So I'm with that. And also, Zaza, I think it's very real of you and human of you to say, fuck forgiveness. Like, I'm with you there, girl. Like, I understand. I think that I'm actually probably the worst person to agree with that, because I'm one of those people that forgives very quickly and very easily. I'm a fast forgiver, and I'm so fast that I'll move on from something while other people are still stuck on it. I forgive people. I forgive very quickly. Also, I have family where everyone in my family is still against one family member, and I'm like, I have moved on. Why? Because it took too much energy and stress in me to keep trying to stay with hating this person, and I would just prefer to love them for who they are. And now I'm the only person with a relationship with this person, and I'm cool with it. And that.
Yeah, no, for sure. And right, what you just mentioned, Zaza, that specific thing right there, forgiveness is overrated. So I'll express in retrospect what I just mentioned. Autumn over here, that's the left shoulder, that's the angel on top, right? What was the other one that mentioned the? Okay, so Zaza, you over here, that's the pettiness in me, right? I also feel that as well, because it's like, you don't need to forgive everybody. Some people don't deserve forgiveness at times. I feel like, some things just are what they are, and it just is what it is. Everything isn't black and white. Some things have context, so we don't necessarily have to go based off of what's right or what's wrong or what some other people think. Like, if you feel a certain way, you don't have to forgive everybody. You can love some people from afar, family or whatever it may be. Some people don't deserve to be in your life, in your circumstance, in your situation. So,
All right, guys, we got to get back to the video so we can make sure we're taking care of y'all, so we understand. We understand, Janet, not all of us are built that way. I'm so glad of the community here, guys. Raina, you better check under the bed. Oh, God. Kathy, I love that. They are using this horrible situation for good so that no one else has to go through this. Absolutely. Ruben, can you imagine being a juror hearing all the details? Do you think our own emotional feelings would interfere with facts that we are to go by? How can one separate the battle within ourselves? I think that's really deep of you, Ruben, because you're right. Like, you have to hear all these things, but then what about your own, your own feelings and beliefs? Like, you could hear all that stuff and be like, I still just can't.
Yeah. I mean, just imagine, just a couple of the comments that we brought up. One said forgiveness is overrated. One said that everybody deserves forgiveness, basically. One says that they should still be able to express themselves. Like, just 3 different opinions from a few people that we pulled up on the chat, right? Imagine these people that have to make this life decision for another human being in a jury that's, listen to every specific individual situation. That's a lot to handle and deal with, so yeah, it's an interesting
All right. Well, let's get on to let's gonna take Zaza's suggestion and go to Victoria Gonzalez for a break from the craziness. Let's go ahead and get into her video. You ready? Mm-hmm. And turn it sideways for me.
Before I open this, I am wearing Joaquin's t-shirt that he wore the night before you killed him. And it says, if you can't read Spanish, it says, before I open this, I am wearing Joaquin's t-shirt that he wore the night before you killed him. And it says, if you can't read Spanish, it says, you with bullets, I with balls. And I just want to start with that. This is my protection. This is Joaquin with me. Crazy enough, he knew what was coming. I don't know if you remember me, but we did have a class together the year before hell broke loose. I remember where you sat, in the row next to me, a couple seats behind me, and I remember Mr. Guard going around the room, and every day we'd give a different answer from the homework the night before. He wanted to make sure who had it. I remember every day when he would get to you, I was crossing my fingers under my desk, thinking, man, I hope he has it today. Man, I hope he's doing something good for himself. Man, I hope that he's succeeding. I was rooting for you. Silently, in my desk, you had no idea who I was, and I was rooting for you because I felt like you needed someone or you needed something, and I could feel that, you know. I felt how alone you might have felt. Maybe I'm wrong. My softness has been my protection, and maybe it's hurt me, but I've empathized with you.
Softness has been my protection.
I've blamed society for creating the hatred in you, and I can't anymore. So I stand here to say that I do blame you. Not you alone, but definitely you. Definitely. A lot of people failed. After that class, every single day I met Joaquin after school. And I thought about you, and I didn't even know you, and I was like thinking about how you could have been suffering. Little did I know, it was just foreshadowing. But now I'm very alone, and I'm very isolated, and I can't make friends, and I can't build relationships because I'm looking over my shoulder. Even emotionally, I can't feel safe. I can't trust people to take care of me. I'm alone all the time. I can't let someone love me. I ask for others to understand this pain. But how? How can anyone understand this pain? Why do I understand this pain? Why? Because of you. How can someone love a person who's afraid of life? That's how I feel. But Joaquin loved me for all of my flaws, for everything. He saw the capacity to grow. He saw that my brokenness made me whole, if that will make sense. He saw light shining through the cracks. But nobody else from then forward is allowed to love me like that. I won't let them. I don't have friends. I don't make them. Maybe people think that we're friends, but I don't feel safe. And that's because of you.
Damn.
But I do want to say, I wish that you met Joaquin. I wish that you met Joaquin, because he would have been your friend. He would have extended a hand to you. He would have loved you. And I say that, and whoever's going to be upset with me is going to be upset with me, but he would have loved you as a human being, because you are a human being, and I'm going to say that. And I know a lot of people won't say that, but you are a real-life human being standing right in front of me. You're not some character out of a book, like a lot of people like to think that this is a fantasy, but you're a real person. And I'm sorry that you never saw the love that the world is capable of giving. That's something I've wanted to say to you from the day that this happened. because the most painful part of this is knowing that the world holds so much hatred that can be funneled into one human being. Like, there is so much hate in your body, and I'm sorry for that. I would have wished you the love that I experienced before you led me to the experience of sitting in this courtroom and listening to a medical examiner tell me that my best friend's head was only held together by the skin of his scalp after you were done with him. That it was like a cherry bomb, quoted, like a cherry bomb went off in his skull. And I will live with that. And you will live with that in a different way. And I won't have to worry if you celebrate it or whatever you do with it. But the point is, I would have wished love for you. I would have. And I want to, because that's who I am, but I can't. And I'm sorry that your heart knows nothing of warmth. I would have wished that for you, and I will say that again. My justice does not lie in knowing if you live or if you die. My justice lives in knowing that I loved, because I experienced a love that a lot of people go their whole lifetimes without experiencing. Joaquin loved me entirely with his whole being, and I choose love. So in the end, I think that I win. I think that I win because I will continue my life honoring something that people believe is a fairy tale. And it's not. This whole thing is so real life. The love that Joaquin gifted me will last my lifetime. It will last many lifetimes. And I'm proud to stand here and say that. And you showed me the importance of love. And that I need to celebrate it. And that I need to preach it. And that I need to wake up every day and make someone smile. So that they don't go through the world feeling like you did or you do. I don't wish that for anyone. And I wish that it didn't bring you to what you did. I wish that you had more love in your heart. And I want to say that. No matter who will hate me for it. I wish that you had love in your heart. I wish that. And on behalf of Joaquin, you may have taken my body, and for that, fuck you. But you cannot take my love.
Damn.
And that is all I have to say.
Golly. Yo. That was...
I got it.
probably the most impactful statement that I've heard in a long, long time. Like, that whole that one specific, that whole topic she just said right there, that whole story, I can't even get words out. Like, that whole talk that she just gave there can be digested and dissected for hours. Like, that was, she said so much right there that it's hard to even comment on one specific part. Like, Joaquin would have loved you. Like, you, like, if y'all had met, like, can you imagine essentially killing someone that potentially could have been your best friend? Like, can you imagine, like, doing that to someone that meant so much more to the world? Like, this one individual. I don't, and again, we're processing this case, or at least I am. I know Raina knows a little bit more, but processing this case video by video. But, like, this whole situation, all of this, everything that she just said was, I don't know, there's not much words to express what she's probably dealing with, the family of that guy is probably dealing with. A cherry bomb because of what you've done. Like, it's just wild.
Yeah, that was fucked up.
Yeah.
Move on. Let's go to next. Let's go back to the angry people. Who suggested that shit? Zaza, no more suggestions. I thought you said we were going to do something else. That got me literally crying. I don't want to see. I don't. My chest is hurting. It's just too much.
That was a powerful
I'm gonna go ahead and say this. What a beautiful beautiful spirit. And it makes me think about like people who come into this world like with this big bright light, and with every situation and with every experience, you just keep trying to like bring their light into like nothing. And she has all this love and empathy, and low key she's like probably like prophetic or something. Like she's on another level of like spiritual connectedness, you know. What a good hearted human. But it fucks with me knowing that somebody has put her in a position where she can't continue to flourish out of fear and pain and so much hurt. I just think it's so very sad. And I think she's beautiful, and I think she is incredibly intelligent, and I think she did a great job of expressing in a loving but honest, true, no holding back way of what he's done to her. And it's just as impactful as the angry ones. But there's something about someone that can say those types of things when they're angry, that can say, I thought about you, you know, like I thought about who Joaquin would have been to you, and he would have loved you. And she mentioned often, I know people aren't going to like me saying this, but I'm going to say it anyway, because she knows her truth, and she's going to give it. And that was her time. Kind of like what someone said, I can't remember, where they said, I think it was Kathy, sometimes people just want to be able to say what they want to say. And we needed that. Like, you know, we all needed to hear her. So, and we all need to hear the goods, the bads, the angries, the upsets, the calms, the wilds. We need to hear the effects that this child, this man, 19-year-old Nikolas Cruz, we need to understand the effects of what he did. And you and I are watching this on the back end. We don't even know all the facts. We know like just what he did, and now we're seeing like the victim statements, and that shit is deep. It's really deep, and I'm like trying to keep it together because I feel like I cry like a little baby, but I'm not gonna do that on live.
And she said that they had class together.
They had class together, and he sat a few seats behind her.
Can you imagine that? Like somebody that you had class, like you were in class with a real life killer.
Mikey! Sorry.
What's up, Mikey? A real life killer. You sitting in class, and then not only a real life killer, you're sitting in class with someone who killed your best friend, basically. Someone that's so close to you. That is insane. Insane. Like, I don't know. So there's another video. Parkland father throws up middle finger to defense. It's about.
You don't want to finish the other one we had, or
which one?
The 17-minute one.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Zaza, ha. Sorry, Rita. It was a different direction than the violence, though. Girl, I didn't know I was gonna be crying. Like I wasn't the plan. I was trying to keep it together.
Corn pop. We
sorry, guys. I suggested that one else.
We're still gonna call you corn pop. We can't go with.
I don't want to call you corn pope. Susan, hi again. Hey, girl.
What's up, Susan?
Bringing her in chuckles. Corn pope, bring yourself back over here. That was heavy, but she said it so softly. Wow, that's it, my friend.
Yeah.
Well, damn. Susan, yes, Victoria, right? As a mom, I wanted to just give her a hug, especially when she said she can't make friends.
That statement right there was like, especially, I know he felt something. I know this guy
reacted to her.
This guy specifically, like, clearly, like, don't really care about human life to, you know, but like that had to impact him in some way. You said he reacted to that, so he had to have felt something, because that's just really.
Yeah.
You're not
Jill,
human.
hey girl, welcome back.
What's up, Jill?
She is the definition of a true empath. That is why she has prophetic essence. I absolutely agree. What a beautiful woman, and like child. I think she's a child, but like whatever she is, beautiful.
Child.
She's was in high school with him, so I'm assuming she's very young. But
Oh, okay. Yeah. At the most, she's probably like 23. Let's just say he was a freshman and she was a senior. So that would make her.
She's younger than him, I think.
Oh, okay. Well.
But
damn.
I think it's just crazy. Be careful with shaking it. It's just crazy. Let's go ahead and get back to it, guys. I need to switch up the vibe though, because that was too much for me, honestly. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Let's tap back into this.
Should tell you that these parents and the family members didn't only direct their anger towards Nikolas Cruz. The controversy that I mentioned before is when they directed their comments to the defense team.
Yeah, they were mad at the defense team.
Advocated that the death penalty wasn't warranted and highlighted for the jury the defendant's mental health troubles, his problematic early life.
Parkland murderer. Just so you can receive fame and notoriety and go on a book tour?
Hold on.
Actually happened to the
Schachter, who was killed at Parkland.
You're making the mental health crisis in America worse by misrepresenting what actually happened to the Parkland murderer. Just so you can receive fame and notoriety and go on a book tour? There are so many people that really need mental health services and did not get them, but that's not the case with the Parkland murderer. His psychiatrists, his psychologists, counselors, ESE teachers, all testified to that effect. He was on medication for most of his life. The problem was that he didn't receive, not that he didn't receive services or medication. The problem was that none of it worked. You obviously have a very high tolerance for murder. God knows what you're showing your kids on television. You obviously have no conscience. If you don't think that this is the worst of the worst, how could you sit there listening to what he did and say this is not the worst of the worst?
Yeah.
He hunted down innocent children and staff, terrified, then tortured them, blew their heads apart like a water balloon, and enjoyed it. That doesn't make it on your worst of the worst murderers list. You make me sick.
And it didn't end there.
Damn.
You see, at one point, Manuel Oliver made a victim impact
here we
statement.
go.
This is the father of 17-year-old victim Joaquin Oliver. And he decided to address something that the defense had allegedly done. Because the week before the trial began, there was a hearing that was going to be held, and before the hearing even started up, the video camera in court actually caught the defense seemingly discussing whether they should throw the middle finger up to the camera. Well, Mr. Oliver decided to display that very same gesture directly towards the defense team.
Look.
Hiding your actions. The middle finger, like apologizing for a middle finger. You need to learn how to do a middle finger. So you don't need to apologize to anyone.
These kinds of comments are what caused defense counsel Melissa McNeil to ask Judge Elizabeth Schur to step in and stop the parents from making these comments towards them. But the judge ended up dismissing her.
Our system of justice is designed the way that it was administered in this courtroom. If he would have gotten death, we would not have said one single word about that, and we would have respected the jury's verdict. This is our system of government, Judge, and Your Honor should be maintaining the decorum in its courtroom to prevent these families from attacking our children and from attacking us personally when all we were appointed on this case.
Okay, your objection is noted.
And the judge, oh boy, she got into a heated exchange with one of the defense lawyers.
Judge, I have no problem because I have thick skin. But once you bring in my children, I think that's highly improper to speak in the
I didn't even know you have children. I don't know what you're talking about. Your children? What about your children?
For them to comment on my children is highly improper. Before this court to allow that kind of testimony is also improper.
I don't remember any comments about any children. And if there was, it obviously didn't, it came and went without me noticing it.
Judge, I can assure you that if they were talking about your children, You would definitely go to sit.
You need to sit down right now. You're out of line. In fact, you're excused. You need to go sit in the back with your chief public defender.
Go sit in the back.
Go to the back of the class, my boy. Yo. That is wild. You know how
she put him in the back like a child.
She just treated him like a... So, let me backtrack right fast. The fact that it's interesting because they're attorneys, right? But you're sitting up here justifying why these parents shouldn't be able to express themselves because they lost their child, their kids, that they brought into this world because of this individual that decided for whatever reason to behave in this way on this one day for this certain amount of time, and you feel that it's right for you to say anything. I don't care what you're defending, who you're defending. The fact that you feel that it's proper for you to have some sort of like ability to say, to get these parents to stop whatever it may be.
Yeah, like,
are
you crazy?
They lost their children for the rest of their lives. The children's lives. And you're going to stand up here and say that they shouldn't be able to express themselves in the way they feel necessary to have some sort of potential 1/8 of a relief for a split moment and then go back to the regular life of not being able to have that same habit or routine or practice or lifestyle with their children. Like, they're gone forever. And again, like what you said and what whoever mentioned it about the fact that this was 4.5 years and they're just now being able to get something off their chest towards the public and this individual being in the same room with him, you should be lucky they're not full force every family member charging this boy with everything that they got. Y'all should be lucky they not going on a mission trying to kill him in the courtroom or something. Like, they're just using words. It's words. He used a gun and murdered, and they're just using words and signals, signs and stuff to express something that's on their heart for a potential 1/12 of what they want to do to this little dude. Like, they're just trying to get something that's on them about their child they'll never be able to talk to again. And you up here telling them how they should be able to speak? You gonna think you're gonna be able to control how they can speak?
Listen, Attorney Weeks came up there and had a real calm, cool demeanor, like they're, with the height of the things going on with Pelosi and the things that are happening in our government and our economy. We need to be aware of things that might incite violence and incite anger. So we asked the court to mandate decorum. I was like, boy, shut the fuck up. I was like, what are you talking about? And she literally was like, what are you talking about? She's like, nothing's happened to you. She's like, you guys have been disrespectful and have teetered that line, and now they're teetering that line. There's been some comments that are a bit too much, but it is what it is. ALX Codex.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine? And again, like for me, like the women that are the closest to you, right? Or that you feel the most towards. Your wife, fiance.
Why you grab me? What you about to say?
Your mom or moms. Your grandma, your sister, right? Like if anything was to happen to these individuals within this 5, like being in the courtroom and I'm that guy, that father right there, or your children, right? I don't have children, so that wasn't the first thing that came to my mind. But like being in that guy's position, like for him to control himself in that manner by just, he didn't even do a real middle finger. Like these were up, right? These were up. Like
it was a weird finger.
It was something weird. So that was the most that you received. Me, in that moment, imagine losing someone like that. You would be lucky by the end of that court hearing to be able to go to jail in one piece. You would be lucky, right? Imagine something happening to somebody that you care about that much, and that's all that you received by taking this individual's life. And the defense really have something to say about that. The man didn't even curse. He didn't even use a swear word.
Well, I don't know what the whole testimony.
I don't know, but from that moment that we saw, from my perspective,
you had to like, Brooks.
Even
like,
if
did you see in the video? What did you see in the video?
Even if he did, who cares?
Right.
You ended somebody's life with a lethal weapon, and that's the most that you got. And y'all really got some. See, this stuff be giving me on the edge, man. Anyways, let's proceed.
Dumb blonde, yes, Naj. They weren't even allowed to wear a pen for their child, or even to wear their child's favorite color. Had to sit there and watch the autopsy pics and not show any emotion.
Wow.
Defense wants to know when they are going to discuss subject matter jurisdiction. What the fuck? Okay, let me stop now. Natural Impress. What are y'all doing in these comments? Are we missing shit? Oh, we are missing shit. Grounds were sitting in the back. Okay. They're doing it in the comments.
Oh, man.
Y'all kill me. Sorry, I think we played this one. Sorry, this defense team was awful. Lack of integrity, professionalism, and courage. No one talks to a judge like these attorneys did, except for Daryl Brooks. He kind of taught them the way. Maybe they were watching that trial. Like, maybe we can get away with it. Zaza left such a good impression.
Oh, I'm sorry. So, midway point. So make sure that you all are subscribed to the channel. If y'all are catching this on your YouTube feed or it just pops up, whatever, make sure that you all subscribe. Turn your notifications on. That's the only way that you will be able to know that we're going live in a moment, all right? But before we go live, so make sure that you turn the notifications on, subscribe, like the video. How many people are currently watching the video? We have 33 people watching the video. I'm sure some of you all are new. Make sure that you like the video.
Like.
Before we continue,
subscribe.
Fast.
Hold on. Guys, subscribe. We're trying to hit a certain amount of subscribers by the end of the week. That's Saturday, technically.
So that you all know, last video, a lot of you all asked, how can you be a part of the overall community, right? So we have a few ways that you all can support the growth of the community. So we have a Patreon, all right? We have a Patreon that is patreon.com/Naj, letter N, Reina, or you can see it like right here displayed. All right, and then we also have Cash App where you can support the growth of the YouTube channel, to growth of everything that we are doing. All right, this gives us to do more videos, gives us more ability to go ahead and go live more often. You know, upgrade the quality, improve the mic, y'all, so y'all can hear me. So maybe I'll get a better mic.
Speak up. Just speak up.
I'll just get a better mic. And then it'll make
all that sazon you ain't got in Puerto Rican yet.
I guess not.
Get the volume.
I know, right? Right. That's the one thing that hasn't influence. Raina taught me how to cook, how to season and stuff like that. That's the one thing that ain't like switched over.
You ain't got the volume. You gotta talk louder.
Yeah. So, right fast. Let me tell you all about the Patreon. So the Patreon, that's where we're gonna post all of our videos that we don't post on YouTube. All right. So we do more reactions to other videos as well. Sometimes they don't make it to YouTube because whether it's like copyright or whether it's like whatever it may be. So we post them to our Patreon. So you get exclusive videos that you won't be able to catch on the channel. Our Patreon is $8 right now per month. All right, just $8 per month. You subscribe. There's only 20 spots. There's only 20 spots for the $8 per month. If you all subscribe to the $8 per month, you will be locked in. You only pay $8. After the 20 spots, it may potentially go up. So make sure you all subscribe to the Patreon and become one of those founding individuals for the 20 spots at $8 per month. Make sure you take advantage of that. And let's get back to it.
Please ask the lawyer from your office to go sit down and not say anything else. To try to threaten my children and bring up my children is inappropriate. Go to the back of the room now. That just violated about every rule of professional responsibility that I have never. If you're going to get up here and you're going to...
Judge, I asked you to go sidebar on this matter.
You, sidebar or not, you don't have one of your assistant public defenders say something about my children?
Judge, that same venom that the court is expressing is the same venom that defense counsel had to sit through this entire morning when their children
She brought up her children multiple times during the trial. Nobody knows if I'm barren or not. They don't know about my children.
Judge.
Sit down. Sit down.
Judge.
She said,
sit down,
shut your
Mr.
ass
Please do not
up.
summarily dismiss me.
I'm summarily dismissing
asking
you.
the
Go
court.
sit down.
I'm asking the court. I asked the court to go sidebar.
Go sit down. You don't threaten the
Judge,
court's children.
Everyone.
Sit your ass down, boy. Everybody trying to hear that? Sit your
Honestly,
ass
we
down.
should just watch videos of this lady. Because honestly, it's better than all the heaviness. Because I can't handle it.
Sit your ass down. I ain't trying to hear it. Have a seat.
Can you please rewind that? Because she said, sit down. Sit your ass down. Sit down.
Have
She
a
said,
seat,
you,
my
well,
boy.
I will say she kind of got a little sensitive because he didn't
Yeah.
talk about her kids. Like,
Yeah.
come on now. Like,
It was the fact that she meant. So yeah, I will say that because that was a good
didn't
point.
talk about her kids. He said, how would you feel if it was about your children? You have crossed the line. It's like, well,
Yeah.
okay, you're kind of being weird.
No. That's a good point. I'm glad you brought that up because he was like, one of them said something about my children, and then she was like, I didn't hear him say anything about his children. If he said something, it like missed me or whatever, and then he was like, how do you feel? How would you feel if they said something about your children? Then
No,
she started
what he
going
said
off.
was, you wouldn't have missed it if it was about your kids. And he was fucking right because Mama was said, now you can fucking go.
Yeah,
So I
and
was like-
it's not like there's there. I
She
will
was kinda
say
being a little. I don't like that actually.
That was specifically like a little sensitive. Everything else, like she had the right to say as
Yeah.
far as like shut your ass up. Like they can say what they need to say to get it off their chest.
Yeah.
But at the same time, she was a little bit like, oh wait, you said what now? All right, get your ass up out to the back of the class, my boy.
She's like, for him to talk about my children, he doesn't know if I'm barren or not. I'm like, what are you talking about? Do you have, so she doesn't have kids or does?
They didn't talk about your kids, my boy.
Yeah, can we watch that one more time though? Because
everyone. Oh God, look,
oops,
babe.
my bad. I went through doing it.
All right.
Yes, Kathy, we certainly can do that. Let's go and get to the video first, though.
Okay.
Is it in there?
Hold on 1 second. Naj and Raina, can you post your Cash App and Patreon information in your About tab? We will do that. It's right here at the bottom of the screen right here. You can see it right there. It's not a clickable link. I will post it in the chat, but it is patreon.com/Naj, letter N, Raina, and then the Cash App is just Naj, letter N, Raina. Can you drop it in the chat, babe? Naj, letter N, Raina, and then Naj, letter N for both of them.
I'll drop it in the chat. Actually, can you, so I can go through here, and I can get these comments up real quick. Susan, he turned around and I bet he said something. Don't dismiss you. I will dismiss you. Edith. Oh, sorry, right here. Sorry. Edith said, I agree with all the victims and their parents. I've watched a lot of the case, and I totally understand where they're coming from.
Okay, let's get back to the video.
Did you put it in there?
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm gonna go through the comments real quick because it's a good time to do that. Now Jumper said he cannot say that though. That's challenging her authority. I understand that there's a level of decorum that's expected in the courtroom, and it's a rude statement to imply. I understand that though, but I think that what she was implying was more than what actually happened. But it's also true that they're definitely pushing past what is expected and what's typical in it. Oh, you said I see it in the description of the video as well. Thanks, ALC. So it's in there. I'm glad that you guys can see where it's at. The word barren was an odd choice. Jill, I agree. I think that when she said that, maybe she is barren, or maybe she struggled with something like that, or maybe she just had a child. Who knows? Because it's a weird thing to say. They don't know if I'm barren or not. It would make more sense if she said, they don't know if I have children or not. So, I don't know. And then to Bobby, totally agree, Natural Empress. Max said something about the case setting a precedence and everyone's children are at risk, and the defense ran with it to look like victims. Great. Agreed. Right on to this.
Judge, I asked you to go sidebar on this matter.
You, sidebar or not, you don't have one of your assistant public defenders say something about my children?
Judge, that same venom that the court is expressing is the same venom that defense counsel had to sit through this entire morning when their children
She brought up her children multiple times during the trial. Nobody knows if I'm barren or not. They don't know about my children.
Judge.
Sit down. Sit down.
Judge.
Sit down, Mr. Weeks.
Please do not summarily dismiss me.
I'm summarily dismissing
I'm asking
you.
the
Go
court.
sit down.
I'm asking the court. I asked the court to go sidebar.
Go sit down. You don't threaten the
Judge,
court's children.
everyone
Your
in this
assistant just
courtroom-
did that. Go sit down.
No one in this courtroom had to endure what we had to
Go
endure.
sit down. Miss McNeil has made her children a spectacle more than once during this trial. That was her choice. You have absolutely no right to have one of your assistants come up here and suggest something about my children. Now, please go sit down.
Judge.
You're inappropriate and out of line.
Clearly, emotions were running high in that courtroom.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What do you think, babe?
Same thoughts. That was, she said what she said. Set your ass in the back of the class.
She said Miss O'Neill or McNeil. She said Miss O'Neill or McNeil. The audio. We're back, y'all.
Sorry about the technical difficulties.
Miss T, baby, when you came in, you shut it down, baby. Okay. As soon as you walked in there, you was like, "I'm here, y'all. Y'all can stop now. I made it."
Basically.
We had a whole hour and 2,000 minutes with no problem. Oh, I'm so hungry for tacos.
Probably eating tacos. Tacos would be great right now, actually.
I need some tacos.
Yeah, you're right, Miss T. I think we good though. Yay, join pay. Oh
Yay!
man, I like that. Oh man.
Let's go.
Wait. Let's
can you put me
see
back
here.
where I was typing, please? Thank you. There we go.
All right, we got you're probably the first Patreon subscriber. We appreciate that.
Hey, Dumb Line 69 just joined Patreon.
Oh, we greatly appreciate that.
Yes.
Check it out. So here's the thing. We're still figuring out the YouTube live streaming situations and things like that, right? But guess what? When you all join the Patreon, you won't have to worry about that, all right? You'll be able to get all the videos. And here's the other thing. Inside of the Patreon, we have a Discord, all right? So Discord, if you all don't know, Discord is like a Slack channel. So you'll be able to interact with us on a day-to-day basis live, right? So like you'll be able to drop like different topics. So any type of like true crime things that you all find interesting that you want us to do review videos on or reactions and things like that, you can drop it in the Discord. There's different chats and things. So you all can just drop the videos that you want us to talk about or just have discussions with us like on a day-to-day basis. So it'll be fun. It'll be engaging. So make sure that you all...
It's frozen again. Oh, sorry. My bad. It just froze for a minute. Keep going. I just saw it froze in my head like this. I was like, no!
So you all will be able to join the Patreon and join the Discord and interact with us on a day-to-day basis, all right? Have whatever thoughts you have, interact with each other, just build a closer community. So keep in mind, patreon.com/Naj, N-A-J, letter N, Reina, R-E-I-N-A, all right?
Reina.
And there's only there's 20 spots available for the $8 tier, all right? So it's just $8 a month. There is 20 spots available. We have 2 people that just joined, so there's only 18 more spots at the $8 tier. Make sure that you join so you can interact and have fun, have a good time with us. And it's more than just specific topics like this. You know, we're just gonna be engaging, having fun, sharing other things that we do on a day-to-day basis, and just having a good time. All right.
All right, guys, let's go ahead and wrap it up because at midnight East Central Time, Ray has to go to sleep because I gotta be up so early for my. I gotta be up so early. I went to the Mexican phone company for tacos. I mean Taco Bell. I went to the Mexican phone company for tacos. I mean Taco Bell. Now that is funny. That is hilarious. Taco fries.
Wait, what did you say?
I went to the Mexican phone company for tacos. I mean Taco Bell.
Oh God.
That's hilarious. All right, guys, let's get back to the video and wrap it up.
All right.
Ready? You have to go to the proper video.
I was about to play the video of us. All right,
Naj is wearing a robe.
I'm always wearing a robe. Wow.
He's
babe.
naked under here.
Okay.
I'd show him off. You want to put that on your Patreon?
Nah, this ain't no OnlyFans. What are you talking about? No.
You seem hot, too. Why did you do that just to get hot? You're sweaty.
Okay.
Najee is a lifter, too, so he has a nice body, you know.
Let's get to it.
All right, real quick. Oh, Reina.
And, of course, there's the question of...
All right, let's get to it, guys.
My children, now please go sit down.
Judge.
You're inappropriate and out of line.
It's the pen
Clearly,
for me.
emotions were running high in that courtroom. And of course, there's the question of whether or not the judge should have acted the way she did. Is that judicial temperament? Should she have allowed victim impact statements to address the defense lawyers and the jury? Typically, we don't see that, right? We don't usually see that. We see the statements directed towards the defendant. But then again, maybe the victims' family members, maybe they should have had a chance to say whatever they want to say.
Stop! Stop it, babe. Fix this. What do we do? I don't know what I just did. Take this off.
I don't know either.
Make it like this. It's this one. There you go. Excuse me, because I have to stop. Because this fool, Ruben, is too much for me. Ruben.
Oh, God.
He said, Wakanda forever.
That's funny.
I think it's when I did this. Put your flags on. It's Wakanda.
That's horrible. What'd you say? Oh, God.
I hate him.
I didn't want to ask. Thanks for asking for us. I like to be comfy, all right? It's like, it's almost midnight our time. I like to get comfy.
God.
It's a good time.
Something is really wrong with Ruben Garcia.
This guy's hilarious.
Something's wrong. All right, I'm hot as all hell. Let me see. TMI. I love it. I know. We gave a little too much. Susan Zaza, I already knew it was a robe, but the man is a married man.
Y'all are funny.
Oh, Lord. I'm hollering. All right, let's get back to it. I'm sorry. That was so funny.
An open forum. The law does give a lot of leeway for them to say what they want to say. So should the judge have blown up at the defense and ordered him to the back of the courtroom? These are all outstanding questions at the moment. And again, we could focus on that at a later time. And we could also do probably a full 2-hour show on all of these really powerful and poignant statements that were delivered by each person in that courtroom. But I thought I would end with this. The statement of
we're ending
Ann
with
Rams,
this?
the mother of 7.
Oh, wait, no, we're about to end
18-year-old
with this.
And we should have been out celebrating, laughing.
Hold on 1 second. Sorry, guys.
I lost Helena, my daughter, on my birthday.
Oh, God.
And we should have been out celebrating, laughing, enjoying dinner. Just doing the usual birthday celebrations. And instead we spent hours fruitlessly searching nearby hospitals for Helena because we were told that she was injured. Someone had mistaken her for Samantha Grady, which was often the case. So we thought she was injured, so we braced ourselves for the worst. And then we went to the North Broward General Hospital, the main hospital, and we asked for our daughter. I mean, the whole family was searching for our daughter. And when we were at the hospital, just by looking at the response, they knew our daughter had died.
Damn.
But they sent us to the Marriott. They sent us to the Marriott Center. And we feel that they should have told us at the hospital, because the hospital is equipped with conference rooms, chapels, equipped to tell people the passing of their loved ones. Instead, we were sent to a Marriott. And let me tell you, we were waiting there for hours and hours and hours, listening to the screams and the howling of all the other families.
Damn.
All of my family was there that night. You were in the hospital. You were being taken care of while our loved ones lay dead. I was asked by a reporter, would the shooter have been killed if he was black? And I had to stand there and think about that. I had to think about that. Because it's not that.
Because we're frozen. Oh, we're back. I think. Okay.
Simple. The shooter, if he was black, would not have made it past the gate, because that's the response. It's an aggressive response. He would have been stopped before he entered the gate. So I couldn't have said he would have been shot. No, I can say the response would have been different. And this is how we are treated. Same with the Broward schools. My daughter didn't get her acknowledgement. Same with the Broward Sheriff's Office. My family, all of my family, were there until 3 a.m. while you were in the hospital.
And after all of these statements, the judge imposed the sentence. But before she...
That is so sad. That is so sad.
Marshmallow. Yo. What's up?
Wow.
You caught us at the end, my friend.
Man.
Hey, this is crazy. So what do you think about what she said about, like, if the shooter was black?
Well, again, my first thoughts is I agree. My second thoughts is I still want to get, like, the initial
understanding of, like, how it all happened.
Of, like, the case by case. Maybe we'll do another live on this to, like, really break down that initial piece. But I agree. I think that if it was, did he go to this? Like, that's the thing. Like, I don't know that much about the specifics, and I think we kind of, like, again, going
y'all
backwards.
Have to give us, like, kind of fill in the blanks. We're backwards in it, and it's pretty much done for others, but for us, we're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, we're learning as we go, and we're going, like, from the end of it to the beginning, right? But you don't need to understand anything to understand what she's saying right there. Like, if this is a situation where he's going to a school that he wasn't actively going to, I don't know, but, like, if it is, like, I agree with her.
I agree with her too. The only thing that because I try to think outside the box. I'll be honest with you, I don't know too many black kids that are doing that. So we haven't seen it happen yet. Because I don't know if it's because they've been stopped before it does, or because like it just doesn't happen. So it's like I would want to be able to say like, well, when a black kid tried to do it, they got stopped. Mm-hmm. And now that'd be like really like conscious bias or even unconscious bias. But either way, like removing school shootings, we can just talk about shootings in general.
That's where I was going.
And when we talk about shootings in general, yes, black people are obviously, I mean, it's a fact, like they're treated differently. And it's sad, and it's like, it sucks. Yeah. And it's horrible. And it makes you think like, it makes it seem like, were they, like, what was the reason for not jumping in fast enough? What was the reason for when they caught this individual that they didn't give him that treatment? I mean, we've seen some shit, like with all the videos that we watch so much true crime and so much about like, regardless of your race, ethnicity, creed, whatever, we've seen a lot of shit. And there is an apparent difference in treatment between the two. Like, it just is what it is. Like, we ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. And the other thing, in addition to that is, for example, like, they'll go, although they may not necessarily do this specific situation, but they'll go to a school and they'll go there with intentions to shoot somebody or a group of individuals, right? And there'll probably be some friendly fire with that. And I'm talking about black people in general, right? Like, they'll go there to, like, target somebody, and it may be some, you know, somebody, a casualty or whatever it may be. But, like, I've been in situations, right? Like, you gotta keep in mind, like, we are individuals that have grown up, and again, we have more videos about our specific, like, situations and different things that we've encountered inside the Patreon, or maybe we'll go later on, we'll talk about things like that. But, like, I've grown up in Chicago, in the hoods of Chicago, going to high school or grammar school and stuff like that. So I've seen a lot of different situations. I've been in a lot of different situations. I've been stopped in a lot of different situations, right? So, like, not speaking from just, like, based off of what she said, but also from personal experiences, you don't necessarily get away with a lot of different things, right? There's a lot of different things that come into play that goes along with how you're treated. Now, that's not going to be the whole topic of this specific situation. I don't want to go into that direction with this specific video, but it's just going back to the overall point. It's sad that this is what this lady had to experience on her birthday. Her birthday, where she should be celebrating with her child.
She's an Aquarius too.
And she lost her child on her birthday.
She's born 10 days after you.
18?
Yeah.
She lost her child on her birthday.
Yeah, it's a wild thing out there. It's crazy. And Natural Empress, I'm with you. Like, she's not lying. Like, we have to be aware, like what it means. You know, when certain people are not treated the way that everyone else is treated. So, Miss T. Taylor Baby. Gut wrenching. I'm sorry, I can't help it. Every time I say her name, she's accurate. We all know it. Susan D. Sad, but true. Incredible perspective, and also coming from another country when she gave her response after the verdict. Yep. Yes, he went to the school. Even the fact that she said they were the last family to be noticed and helped and the last to leave. Wow. Tennessee, sweetheart. He changed his shirt and ran out of the class like he was running from the shooter. Yes, he did go. Yes, he did go to that school, but dropped out. That's what I knew. He went to the school, but I didn't know if he was actively at the school. Marshmallow. Yes, bad juju. His school, like 17, died. He was kicked out of MSD. He wanted to kill, but did not want to be killed by the police. What a coward-ass bitch. Sorry, I agree with Carmen's mom, too. She also went into detail about the racism Carmen faced in the school system, as well as her family faced the day of the shooting. God damn. Dumb Blonde, you're right. The majority of these shooters are white. Racial profiling, yes. Kathy, he planned the whole thing. He took an Uber or Lyft to the school, saying he was going for a band lesson to cover the bag he had. He was wearing his ROTC shirt from school. He was actually in ROTC, which is where he learned how to shoot.
Yeah, like how crazy.
And he posted his social media on social media his intent, among other things. If I was a prosecutor, I'd throw in hate crime for those specific victims outside his own race. That, I believe, you would lose. And the reason why is because I just feel like he wanted to kill people in general, and I don't think he cared about what their race was. Even though he had swastikas and like white supremacy stuff and like Hitler stuff all over him. He said he did it for attention, but he did have like swastikas. He tried to act like it was because they were originally from Native American tribes for a symbol of peace. And, you know, when he drew it, it was like for peace. I was like, boy, we ended up killing a whole bunch of people. Like, shut up. But the only reason why I don't think he would be convicted ever of a hate crime is because, I mean, ultimately, in the end, he was killing people that were white, Hispanic, black, everything. So he was doing it to everyone, unfortunately.
Wow.
I think that you have a better chance of getting that when it's just one race of people, and then there's proof that there was if there's proof that there was something that happened, or some feelings towards a certain group of people. Low key, Daryl Brooks could have got a hate crime too.
For sure.
Daryl Brooks, all his victims were Caucasian. And supposedly, I've not been able to find it, but supposedly he said some crazy things about non-black people. So, I don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy. Man.
White privilege still exists. T. Taylor, baby. Well, of course. Elcar, yes, he went to Subway and McDonald's after shooting. I'm thinking hospital was procedure, but first time hearing it. Damn. Helen's dad is in the picture, and he has a close relationship with Carmen as well.
This man with the Subway and McDonald's?
Zaza, you asked about Helen's dad? Helena's dad? Yeah. Yes, Kathy, cool. He researched everything. Previous mass shootings, even about shooting girls. His goal was to kill 20 people. He said he only stopped because he ran out of people to kill.
Golly.
Sheesh.
That is insane.
Sheesh. Susan and the NC neighbor, Nikolas Cruz's neighbor, reported his strange behavior several times before shooting. YouTube post maddening. Yeah.
Wow. Check out what Elcar said.
Marshmallow. No, Indian, not Native American. Wrong continent. Thank you. I'm sorry. I thought he said Native American, but he meant Indian. Or maybe I heard him wrong. Thank you. So it was Indian. Okay. Let's check out what Elcar said.
The bottom.
At the bottom? Where is it? I don't see it. Elcar. This?
Mm-hmm.
It's in response to someone. It's a picture out here with him and food.
That was about
somewhere.
Him having McDonald's and Subway afterwards.
Jill Stein. Oh, that's why I keep thinking Bill Stein. Because I'm like, every time I see it, I feel like saying more. Jill Stein, the science gal. Racism is real. It is alive. We cannot stop talking about it. Keeping a light on it. Because it cannot be tolerated. You guys should do a show on YE. His anti-Semitism, I say it so wrong, is beyond the pale. Girl. I told Najee we should do something on Kanye, but I think he didn't want I think he just, the stress of it all. What? I said it wrong?
You said Y-E.
I know she meant yay. Yay, Yeezy. I know she meant, I mean, I know what I meant, I should say. I just was reading it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
This is wild, man. This was a case, and again, I think we'll probably do another case, and again, we're going backwards, so we'll probably do another video about the whole initial of it, right, and just like try to break down some of the specifics that actually happened, because like this live is the most I've learned about any of the situation, which is just interesting, and it's just sad to hear. It's sad to hear from each of these families. We only heard what maybe 5 at the max. Not even 5.
Yeah, just a few. Like, it wasn't really that much.
I don't know if all 17 had something to say or if any of them were related or whatever, but it's just, just sad, like what all the hurt that this individual caused so many people that lost their lives on it,
Yeah. Well, in any case, guys, this was a wild one. I'm glad you guys stuck with us through some freezing, some buffering. We're still trying to figure out our lives there, but thank God Najee's figured out that we can be fine. Natural inference said, I would not touch the Kanye topic. Leave it alone. That's what we were saying. I was like, I wanted to at first, but it's getting so crazy. I'm like, I can't even participate in the conversation.
Honestly, I haven't even done any like insight into that because it's just like it just seems like it's too many layers to like that.
And we're from Chicago too, so we're like, Lord, oh my God, Kanye.
The people from Chicago, we just like, hey, let people deal with them as they may because. It's too much. It's too much to go into.
Well, the other thing is that there's so many like conflicting feelings there. Yeah. Like I personally have an issue with the fact that he had a White Lives Matter shirt on and he didn't get dropped from nothing. And then so I got my own thoughts about that too. I think he should be dropped for both things, but it got serious once it went to another way. So I definitely feel some type of way about Kanye West in a negative way. But I also feel some type of way about when people start to all agree about it. So that's how,
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot with this situation. Maybe that'll be something that we potentially talk about in the Patreon. I don't know. That's a lot for YouTube. So, like we mentioned, we have, if you all want more content, you all want more engagement, we have a Patreon. All right, so go ahead and subscribe to the Patreon. That is Naj, letter N, Raina. All right, so that's Naj, letter N, Raina. And then that way we can get more in depth with the conversations. We can have, more of the insightful day-to-day things like that, different topics. You all can actually drop videos or drop links of stuff that you may want us to talk about. So go ahead and subscribe to the Patreon, and that'll give us more insights. So we can have more of like that dialogue, so to speak. And as well.
Wait, real quick, I gotta talk to Susan before she goes. Susan, in regards to your question about when do we go on lives, we have not figured that out yet, my love. We're working on that. So I think right now what we've been doing, Susan, is going on lives about 2 to 3 times a week. Right, babe? Go ahead, keep talking for me.
Yeah, so one of the things that we want to do is just like make sure that we have a lot of good topics to talk about and a lot of things that we find interesting. Something that we will be going and talking about and having conversations about is not just current situations, but also past true crime situations that have happened, right? Because there's a lot that has happened that, kind of deserves dialogue as well. And a lot of things that we may be interested in that has happened, all right? So if you all have case studies not case studies, but like cases and trials and things like that that you find interesting that you all want us to have discussion around, I know there's lots and lots and lots that we could talk about, so y'all can drop those and we can talk about them as well.
Kathy said there's plenty of other things to cover. You're right, Kathy girl. With it. Sorry, keep going. I'm sorry. I just want to make sure because people are leaving and I want them to be able to see our Marshmallow. Yeah, I'm white. They were talking about all sorts of Illuminati and I'm like, whoa, and ran from the room. No clue, no desire to know. Me either, brother. I don't want to participate. I'm scared. All right, sorry. Susan, thank you. Raina, you both rock. Thanks, Susan. You rock. You and Chuckles. Mikey, I have never met 2 Americans as nice as you two. God bless y'all. Oh, thanks, Mikey. We love you, Mikey. You and all your weed smoking. He does. He tells us all the time. Ruben. Good night, people. I'm already in my Snoopy one-piece pajamas with flappy ears. See you on the next live. All right, Ruben. Okay, Natural Empress, you guys are awesome. Thanks for chatting, Nat, y'all.
Yes.
Yeah, you definitely got to go live. Good night, Snoopy. I mean, Ruben. Guys, like Najee said, thank you to those that already participated in our Patreon. Listen, you don't have to do any of that. We're just excited to engage with you guys here. But if you find it in your heart to go ahead and participate in that, it really does make it easier for us to do more and to participate more and come on more. Because we got our own things we have to do outside of this. So thank you. We'll continue to give you guys as much content as possible. We'll go live as much as we can, especially with the more support we get. I'm not going to lie. We're trying to hit over 1,000 subscribers by the end of the week, which is like in 2 days. So let's get there, right?
Yes. Make sure that you all are subscribed to the YouTube channel. Make sure that you all have your notifications turned on. That's the only way that you all will be able to know that we're going live without actively being in the YouTube app or on YouTube in general.
Yeah.
All right. So make sure that you subscribe to the channel, turn the notifications on, like the video, like all the videos, watch all the videos, engage and share those videos with people that you think may find them interesting as well. And we're looking forward
Love
to
you too, Dumb Blonde.
I'm
gonna call you Dumbledore though. And I'm sorry, baby, like you said. Oh dang. My 3 kids 1010 said finally caught you guys live. Baby, we leaving. We're going out.
My 3. So
my 3 kids, I've been seeing your comments, baby, and I'm so sorry that you're catching us at the tail end.
Yeah, we saw them earlier. When you mentioned that, and I'll drop the comment saying we're going live tonight, but we're at the end of it, so you'll be able to watch the replay and catch it. But yeah, we're at the end of it, so.
I'm so sorry, we missed you, my 3 kids, 1010.
Appreciate you though. Appreciate you coming in. You know?
Oh, that's really sweet of you, Bendy. Thank you. Yeah, guys, if you can share, if people want to genuinely, if they enjoy our content, those are the people we want to follow. Those are the people we want to subscribe to us, I should say. It means a lot to us if we have them. But yeah, we're trying to hit over 1,000 as soon as possible. So we love you guys. And 3 kids, thank you for your compliments. We love you as well. It really makes us happy to have these moments with you guys and to talk. So, I saw my head in a back video over there. I'm like, what is that? But anyway, so yeah, guys, we're going to go ahead and sign out. We're going to do what we try to do all the time, which is mute ourselves and then just let the comments kind of roll in and give it about 5 minutes to close out. Right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. Bye.
Catch y'all later.